Good morning everybody, welcome to Motivational Monday. Today we are going to be talking about lack and your money mindset around lack and the whole language that you use around lack. Now this is a difficult one to break if, like me, you've been brought up around those little tiny phrases that have given you a block there and a barrier which makes you feel very like up against it to try and change things. But honestly, I'm going to give you some tips today on how to change things. I hope it helps you. As always, make sure you leave comments if you think this is something that you're struggling with, because other people will come along, join in the conversation and help you as well. So for me, my story is that we was very hard up while we was growing up as children, but I think there were so many families that were. But for some reason, my parents always kind of were half empty rather than half full glass people. And they kind of made out that they were the only ones who could possibly be struggling and things like that, you know. So my mum still does it now, even though she really doesn't need to anymore. Don't get me wrong, she's not a rich lady, but she isn't going to run out of money before she runs out of heartbeats, if that's a kind way of putting it. And I do keep telling her this. I say, it's all right mum, treat yourself, buy that top, you know, let's go for that meal. You can do these things because you're not going to run out of money. But still she comes up with it. So yeah, so when you've been brought up like that constantly, it does plant a seed in your mind that's really hard to shift. So number one, recognize that that is hard to shift. Don't give yourself a hard time for thinking, why can't I manifest more money? Why can't I stop talking about lack? It's ingrained into you and it isn't going to be easy, but it's not impossible. You just have to really focus and work on it. And every time you slip, which you will, I mean, I definitely do, and things are so much more improved, then you know you'll slip. Don't give yourself a hard time, because that's then attaching a negative emotion to it as well. So I'll give you a little example. My mum and I was away last week, and there's a vlog coming up for that I intend to try and edit in the next couple of days. We was away and I was looking I took her for a wander around this garden centre, and they have these little pod things. They're made by a company called Armadillo, I think, and they look like armadillos, and they're pods they're kind of like glamping pods, and you can put them in your garden and you can use them as an office, and they are genius. They're really nice, state of the art, underfloor heating, you name it, everything is there. So I was having a look through the window at one of these, and I said to mum, I said, cool, these are lovely. I said, oh, they're 10 grand fitted. And the little comment that came out of her inspired this video, because she said, oh, it's a mere nothing if you say it quick. And she is full of these little comments that she repeats over and over. It's a mere nothing if you say it quick, which is suggesting that's all right for other people, not for us. So it's constantly a battle when you're hearing these things all the time. But what you need to do as a tool to try and reverse that and try and counterbalance it is to recognise that there are people out there who have overcome lack. So it's possible to do such things, and you need to focus on those people. Now, so many people have got a backstory. I read Richard Branson's autobiography or biography, I'm not sure if he wrote it or someone else did. And he actually started out as a thief. They sort of said that, you know, initially his some of his, like, I think it was that he couldn't pay his rent in his first record store, so he kind of didn't. And there was things like that going on, little things. He did what he had to do to get to where he wanted. Now, oh my God, I'm not actually saying go ahead and be a thief. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is look at him now. So with the right mentality and, you know, making sure that you've got this way about you as well, try and counterbalance the whole mentality of lack thing where you can, but also let go of the fact that you're not doing it 100% of the time. Give yourself a bit of a break, because it is a tough one. It is a really tough one. So when I think now the position that I'm in financially, again, I'm not a rich woman, but oh my goodness, I've been through periods of life when I couldn't go and buy a pint of milk, and I didn't know how I was going to pay the rent. Sometimes I didn't pay the rent. It was, you know, that's a whole thing probably for a book, but not so much for here. But now I'm in a position where the bills are paid, and, you know, we go on holidays and trips, and I've got a nice car. So just normal things that normal people should expect in their lives. And you can actually do the same, but you need to start with that mentality and the language that you use around lack. So I don't know if that's helped any of you. I could probably go a little bit deeper on this one, and shall we go a bit deeper? 5 minutes in, I don't know. Have I still got your attention, or are you thinking, oh, I don't know about this? Because it is a tricky one. It is a difficult one. And when you've got that language, like I say, if it's still in your ear constantly, like a lot of the gurus out there who teach this sort of stuff, they say you've got to like put distance between you and the person who's causing this block. But sometimes it's not easy. If that's your family, I mean, you can put distance there, but you don't want to kind of necessarily completely get away from them in your life and whatnot. So you sort of inwardly, you can roll your eyes, you can think, there they go again. What's the word? Compartmentalize that. Oh my goodness. Compartmentalize that. Thank you. There you go. And just know that that's up to them, and you're never going to change them. If, like my mum, they're 79 years old, she's not going to change now. And I don't know, we've all got different negative language about different things. I mean, I can remember saying to mum, like when we were kids, because she was a smoker, like a heavy smoker, and I used to say, why don't you just burn the money rather than, you know, because for us it was a case of that's what she was doing. It wasn't anything about the addiction factor. I didn't understand that as a child. It was about the fact that, you know, it was costing money, that she might as well get a £10 note and burn it. And you know, she used to say things like, what do you want me to end up in the funny farm? You know, she comes out with language like that. I mean, she did give up eventually, but yeah, anyway. So you kind of get where I'm coming from, I hope. And there's all of these little comments, and I think as well, Jack Canfield, I'm a massive fan of Jack Canfield. I don't know if you've watched him recently, but he uses a lot of language like about Rothschild. People quote Rothschild, they're like, who do you think, oh, he says Rockefeller. I think Rockefeller and Rothschild might be different people, I don't know, but anyway, but that was another one of Mum's ones. What do you think I am, Rothschild? You know, money doesn't grow on trees, and all those sorts of comments, and you're thinking, well, doesn't it? Can it? Maybe, possibly. You know, could I go to the money tree and pick some money off? Well, kind of. If you believe in the law of attraction that strongly, and you're doing other things right, then yeah, why can't you? You know, got to take action on it. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to share something with you now. I'm going to park in the sun, which might not be the best lighting. I am in a position now mentally where I totally feel that it's the right time for me to start focusing on my career and get my head down. And I was a little bit like, I was talking to one of my friends who knows so much about dementia and taking care of people with dementia, and she said, you know what, she's fine, you can make that time for yourself and do these things. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that now. So hopefully more and more I can help you with videos like this. I know it's just my Motivational Monday one that we always do in the car, but I do want to kind of go deeper. And for those of you that want to know more, I'll probably start to write more on my blog about it as well, because my blog, my louiseusher.co.uk blog, has become very much a kind of online journal, and I love that. I do love doing that, but I sort of still want it. That was my initial, the reason it was, start again, breathe. I get passionate about this. So the reason that initially I created that blog was because I started to learn about the law of attraction, and I was like, why doesn't everybody know this? I need to help people know about this. And now, of course, so many people do know about it, but there's some that don't, and those that don't really or want to go deeper and further are the people that I think I can probably help, because I've learned so much, and I still constantly now I'm learning. I watch a lot of TEDx talks, and some of it is about factual things, science behind things. I was just talking just now to Jasmine actually about, I can't remember the year and I can't remember the TEDx talk, and if I was any sort, I probably could find it on my history and link it below. It won't be immediately, so if it's not there, come back to this video in a couple of days, but I'll try and link it below. But it was about to do with nutrition and health, and this lady was talking about in the 1800s there was a doctor that was recognising that a lot of pregnant ladies and babies were dying, and if the people dealing with them, like the midwives and the surgeons and whatnot, started to wash their hands in lime something or other, then the death prevalence was a lot lower. And they actually locked him up for that. They locked him up and put him away, and he died in this lunatic asylum, because he suggested that washing your hands was going to stop the spread of bacteria and limit death. So there's so many things that, you know, that we are progressing so much, and it excites me to think that we're starting to become so much more conscious of our subconsciousness, if that makes sense. I've been watching Mind Valley stuff again. I need to kind of try and get a link for you and link that below and talk a bit more about it. Mind Valley are a company that I really believe in their values and what they're teaching, and they don't overcharge either for their courses. Some of these courses you look at, they're like $3,000 or whatever, and you don't need to spend that kind of money to get absolute expert advice. You really don't. But again, you know, there you go, that's lack coming in. It's not really. That's about being ripped off, and that's different. It's different to think, okay, I can afford to spend that money, and it's different to think I'm just going to pay, you know. Oh, anyway, let's not go there, because then you got the whole conversation about you get what you pay for and paying for the biggest and the best. I mean, I know women that charge 30 grand for like a few one-to-one coaching sessions, and they're not worth 30 grand. So that's a rip-off. So there's a difference there. Anyway, if you're still with me, you can hashtag below. What should we hashtag today? Hashtag mindset. Let's just do that. I was thinking then money mindset or lack, but no, just mindset, because that means that you're on board for listening to you about your mindset, and I hope that it starts to work for you. If any of you have like changed your mindset slightly and seen improvements in your life, please let me know. You can just put it in the comments below, or my email will be there. So I hope that's good and it's helped some of you, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. I'm actually going away tomorrow, which is really exciting, and I'm planning to try and vlog and edit and upload while I'm away. It's going to be quite a long trip. It's me and Mum, which is going to be funny and hard work all at the same time, but really my plan is to go there and to try and focus on my wellness, doing lots of yoga and some strength training and eating right, so as well as bobbing around in the sea and getting some sunshine. So it's going to be lovely, and I look forward to seeing you from over there. Come and follow my Instagram, because I will be putting some Instagram stories up. It's at Lasha Life, so I'll see you there. You take care and have a great Monday. Bye for now.